We'd like to welcome y'all to our conversation. This is going to be serious. This is going to be funny. You know what I mean? But hopefully at the end of it, you learn something, because that's what it's all about. We disseminate information, or we're giving you information so y'all can utilize it to help yourselves become better people. Because that's what the fuck it's all about. At the end of the day, we just want to be better people. You already should know who I am, James Green. But this right here is my man, Ralph Hassan. You know what I mean? We used to be cell buddies. We were cell buddies for about 6 years. So I wanted to make sure that we sit down and we talk about how we can transform from that cell into actual life.
And, I came in jail, I was angry. I was angry before I actually went to jail. My friends, family, all of them. I just feel as though when I came in there, he challenged me to be. That's where I could take the multi faces that we had to wear just to survive. A lot of people get kind of tangled up in intelligence versus survival.
Yeah.
And luckily, I happened to get a good cell buddy, because I could imagine if I had one that was actually just as much of a knucklehead as I was going to war in there. He just helped me tap into a different side of myself. Confidence that I could possibly do something else, live different.
Definitely.
And that the way I lived really didn't have a happy ending. But that's something that I really believe that I truly learned to accept over the years. Growing up in Baltimore, we don't expect to live. We don't live to live. We live to die. We want to figure out how we gonna go out in a blaze of glory every day. So I mean, I don't know. I know the many things that many nights we stood up fighting for our life. I realized I wanted to live.
There you go.
Seeing it feels like prison had so many hidden jewels, even in the rough.
All day.
Like you run across some of the most intelligent individuals. You'll realize some of these guys that don't even, who you wouldn't even think be intelligent, had some of the most revealing information. You be like, wait up, you had this in your head. Why did you do that? But God definitely helped me tap into a different self and let me know that sometimes that confidence is what men need. And that's one thing why we talk about the youth so much, because it's our job to take the information that we're given, and when you're a person that most of the time these young guys, they respect us, whether we know it or not. They looking
all day.
And they looking for things to gravitate to, because a lot of times they come from households that they don't have fathers, uncles, brothers, and if they do, they don't have those that's willing to tell them it's okay. Like, it's okay not to live this way. A lot of them try to chase the shadows that we live in, different things. So I just feel like this guy happened to have been the person that was the person that let me know it was okay. Like, you don't have to, like, that's something that you don't have to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, chill.
Yeah. And it basically, to me, like, once I started to reveal to you that you're God, and you started to question me and ask me questions about that, you know what I'm saying? Then you start to take on a whole nother context of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because before, you wasn't looking at yourself as anything other than just a player on the board of life. You didn't look at yourself as you being one who actually can be a dictator. You know what I'm saying? To the moves that need to be played. You just was like, wherever I needed to be placed to play my part, I'm gonna play. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hold on, you have leadership quality. What the fuck are you playing the background for and you'll find in the prison, I mean, a lot of people dumb themselves down. And when I spoke to him, and when I actually talked, I'm like, this dude isn't the prototypical dummy that Baltimore love to call niggas a dummy. No, he's not a dummy at all. But he's slowing himself down because the environment around him, it seems like they didn't want to allow him to prosper and grow. And I'm like, yo, you can't allow an environment to dictate your manhood. You know what I'm saying? You can still represent whatever you represent, but you still have to grow as a man and have to understand your movement as a man. Your movement as a God. Your movement as a father. Your movement as a husband. Your movement as a son. Your movement as a brother. You have to look at that, and put that in a greater perspective than just your loyalty to a bunch of motherfucking niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as you seeing, when the pressure comes down, these niggas aren't really true to the game the way they claim. You know what I mean? So as you started seeing a lot of that, and you just like, whoa, you was like, let me start focusing on me. Let me start focusing on getting my mind enlightened. Because I know the streets. But let me start to look at things outside of the streets. And once you started looking at things outside of the street, like when you started going to like the more science and all that other shit like that, I was like, okay. You know what I mean? And now he's taking it to a whole nother level. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? But somebody asked the question today. I was looking on Facebook today, and they asked the question what did you get from prison? You know what I mean? Was it a bad experience? And I had to answer the question. I'm like, well, no.
Necessary.
It's a necessary evil. I was just asked this again, later on this evening. And I'm like, yeah, it's a necessary evil for those of us who are awakening. You know what I'm saying? Because prison is setting time aside for yourself to get yourself together. That's how I looked at prison. I committed a crime, or I was at least accused of the fucking crime, and regardless of the legitimacy of the accusation, it was time still set aside for me, and I need to utilize it to get my shit together. Because the way I was moving in life, it was only going to end up where I was either going to be in prison for a longer period of time, or I was going to be dead. You know what I mean? So with me understanding and seeing that, I said I had to relay this to my man right here.
That means that your mentality has nothing to do with your environment. Your mentality is a choice.
That's right.
We choose to be who we are.
That's
and we
right.
should always be trying to pursue greatness in ourselves, the best of ourselves, and the best in others.
All day.
So I know it's many boys that come to prison that leave out men.
Men all day.
And
it's a lot of
men
go to prison leave out men.
It's a lot of dumb niggas. Yeah, but
leave out a scholar.
Yeah. And they can be some of the worst hellholes that you can possibly think of. Under the worst conditions. Taking on, as he said, we in there taking on all the negative that prison has to offer, also receiving bad information from uptown, bad relationships, being abandoned. Like I think most of us throughout these it's a rare few that has support that's consistent all the time.
It was like unicorns.
Yeah,
you're like, dang.
That's why a lot of us build strong bonds, because it's like, wait up, I ain't got nobody else to talk to. I might not know this guy, but let me
rap all night
get to know this guy.
Nobody to talk to.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, I really, for me, I just feel like it was a necessary evil. And I know if any of my homeboys, friends, or whatever, family that's on here, they know I came a long way. And some of them still be looking at me like, is he going to go back to who he was? Like, let me look at him with the side eye. But no, my mentality changed. I'm a different person. That person that I went in, he's still there doing his bit. He still got time to do.
I know that's right.
I don't got no more time to do.
Yeah, that's right. So, better your environment, everybody around you is at peace. Everybody's around you at peace. If everybody's around you in peace, then you don't have to worry about a lot of the negative things that we're confronted with every day. And one of the things that, you know, I love about the fact that we're meeting now is because now we're building from prison to prosperity. You know what I mean? 2019, we rolling in 2019 now. Now it's time to, all those dreams, all those talks that we had about when the fuck we get out of prison. See, we done got married. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got families and things like that. You know what I'm saying? We could accomplish those things, but we haven't got financially where our legacy has been supplanted. We need to make sure that our legacy is laid down. 2019 is no game. Going against the odds. If you're going against the odds, support your fucking people. Don't sit back at them with the side eye. Sit up there and support them. However you got to support them. If you only got $1, you ain't got to give up your dollar, but give them encouragement at least. Yo, keep it going, yo. I know what you're doing. Give them a suggestion. Yo, I think you need to do it a little bit this way. Yeah, I mean, add to it.
Many ways we can invest in each other.
Many ways. So we as a people, we really need to get our shit together. And this is coming from the perspective of two cats who sat in prison and just watched the world as it moved on television. You know what I mean?
Let them tell it. We not supposed to be here.
All day.
Even one of us, we had to fight
all day
and not settle with the court systems, the roll boards, everything. Like we went through every chain we could to get out here. So it's definitely feels a sense of obligation to make a difference.
Yeah, all day. And if we can fight to get out here to fight for y'all damn sure better fight back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Damn, I better see some knuckles. Better, I mean, it's like we about to go in the yard, nigga. You strapped?
Yeah.
Strapped, nigga. You know what I mean? Strap, lace up your boots, man, because we about to go out there and go to war, man. It's a war out there in these streets, man. And to all the people that's out there in the streets, yo, for real, yo, I want y'all to take time, yo, to really think about y'all lives. What I'm looking for now is to be the greatest father, the greatest husband, the greatest black man, the greatest whatever you can label me as whatever personification. Just make sure you put greatest on the front of it. You know what I mean? That's just point fucking blank. And we have the only thing promised to you, and this is one thing I used to always say to him all the time. The only thing that's promised you in life is death. That's it. Everything else is a blessing. Everything else is a blessing.
Sum total of our experience.
That's all we are.
So no matter how bad a situation is, you can pull something positive out.
Always. This is duality in life.
Exactly.
I mean, every negative has a positive.
We have the choice to control our thinking, how we internalize anything. Whatever we somebody see a bitter situation, somebody see it sweet.
Yeah.
So we have a choice. It's all the power of the mind, mentality.
I mean, because people could look at us and sit back and be like, oh, look at them niggas, yeah, I mean, they out of prison, they don't have this, they don't have that, da. But the thing about it is, we have love, we have people that surround us, that support us, we have a greater insight than most people do because of our experiences.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We have the ability to fucking teach. We're not too egotistical to learn because we have been humbled by situations. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that you look at as something that is negatives, they're definitely positives. Us being humble, us not looking for violence as a solution to problems, it's not being weak. It's not being a bitch. It's not being less than a man. In fact, it's being more of a man because we understand that we have a larger responsibility than us just going out there doing some knucklehead shit and then be sitting back while we in prison, pissed off because we made a rash decision.
And I believe that when we do this, it's because we lack confidence, lack understanding, lack information, lack diplomacy. And I feel like it's our responsibility as this generation, looking at the way society is. It's our children out there dying.
Yes, indeed.
Our sisters, our brothers. Like, it's our responsibility that those of us that have information or have the ability to appeal to a younger ear that comes from the same struggle we come from, it's our responsibility to grab them up. I really feel I'm very proud of myself. Sometimes I listen to myself when I'm talking to the young guys that come around me, and I can actually talk to him not filled with pride and ego. Just talk to him and make him understand, because he know I've been where he's been at. So I'm sure many of us that actually have a story to tell and that can reach these young. It's our job. Nobody ain't gonna change Baltimore City for us. Nobody's gonna change nothing unless we get.
I'm looking for that fake ass savior.
Yeah, we not
saving us.
We gotta play our part. All of us. We gotta pull up. Hey, that's me and my wife was talking about this one day. Like, what's missing in the community? What's different? We used to have communities that, you remember, his grandmother was up the street, his aunts and his uncle was up there drinking with our uncles or whatever, and then somehow they found a way to break that up. Now you got women who they give opportunities to move out the hood, move in different places, different locations. I really believe that was kind of partially strategic, because it was to separate the union. We used to diffuse situations in our own neighborhoods because of respect and the bonds that connected in between families. They threw you over West Baltimore, now he over East Baltimore, he over South Baltimore. His family was from over here, but now they so spread out. So now who resolves the issues?
The police.
Yeah.
The court.
That's it.
Oh no.
And the gun.
And that 45, I was about to say, that 45. Yeah, man.
So somehow we gotta try to regain that. It take a village to raise a child mentality.
But check this out. I'll take something from what you say and just change. Take that trial. It ain't that we're gonna try to do nothing. We're gonna take our villages back. We got to. As black men, as black women, you know what I mean, as black people, we have to. And I'm not even going to relegate it just to black. And anybody that feels as though that they are a part of this struggle, they are part of the human family. If y'all feel as though that y'all want to join hands to control the situations that we're facing right now, then make sure you step up and do that. Make sure you stop. Don't be scared. We have to stop this madness, man. We have to stop this madness. We don't have to live that Baltimore stereotype, man. You know what I mean? We hard and gritty city, all that, that's cool, fine and dandy. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to the simple fact that we're taking ourselves off the map at an alarming rate, we're taking ourselves off the fucking map. And then once we go to prison, we're sitting back and y'all coming to motherfuckers like me, like, yo, help me get my time back. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got a loophole in my shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to sit back and seriously think about y'all lives. Think about life in general, man, and just love life, you know what I mean? And give everything that you can to life. You know what I mean? You looking at two dudes that's giving everything they can. You know what I mean? Everything was already taken from us. So, you know what I mean? We was already at the bottom, so the only motherfucking place to go is up. Is up. And best believe we're going to be there. Trust and believe that.
Welcome to the bridge. This is where we come together, we sit back and talk, and we conversate about things that affect everyday America. We are so tired of everybody else trying to define our narrative. Nah, we taking it back. We're defining our own narrative from a true perspective, a vantage point of the streets, from the streets, by the streets, for the streets, and for everyone else to sit back and take notice and understand where we coming from. You know what I mean? We call this the bridge. We uniting everyone, all the families of humanity. They come and build with us. Sit back, listen to the commentary, laugh, but most of all, think. To think about things instead of reacting to so much. This is what the bridge do. Now I'm James Green. To press that like button. Share it. Give it to your people.